I'm of course your host, Game Master George. This is gonna be a great night, I can already tell. Hello and welcome to the RPG Blender, where we give lesser played games or forgotten settings the roll the dice they deserve. I'm your host, Game Master George, thrilled to welcome you to the next chapter in our adventure. Today we leave the modern day and journey back to the Age of Dreams. But will those dreams turn to nightmares? Find out as we explore a new land of power and ancient secrets in Exalted, Orichalcum Dreams. Hello and welcome to the RPG Blender as we return to the world of Exalted, but not the world you are familiar with. No, we have gone back in time to the Age of Dreams to meet the incarnations of our heroes from the first age. I'm your host, Game Master George, and let's go ahead and meet our cast and the new characters that they'll be playing. So let's go with Craig. Say hello, Craig.
Howdy, howdy, gang. It's me, Craig, and tonight I will be playing Bright Shattered Ice, Empress of Zatli. She is, as she sounds, a very straightforward, logical, and I would say reasonable leader of the flying city of Zatli, a creation of her own vision. She is a artificer of disturbing power. And I can't wait to see what we do with her.
All right. Moving right along, we have Greg. Say hello, Greg.
Hey everybody, it's me. I'm playing a phenomenal character who goes by the name Gold Shadowed Arrow. Gold Shadowed Arrow is a master assassin. They have killed Solars who have become corrupt, and they are in charge of protecting all of the South, like all of the South of creation. That's their domain that they protect. They do so through the employment of numerous things, including a criminal syndicate that they run, but not because they're a bad person, but because they're like, hey, someone's got to, run a criminal organization. It might as well be me. And he actually uses that to find and capture criminals and kill them. So who knew? Maybe crime is good. This guy, he's crazy. He's super powerful, and he can hear people say his name across the world.
One very important fact is that he absolutely 100% refuses to ever have a cult.
Yes, he hates cults. That's like one of his things is. It's under my merits. You put it there. If he feels the power of a cult flickering within the southern hemisphere of creation, he will make a point of hunting it down and dispersing it immediately.
Specifically a cult to you. If you feel it coming within yourself, you're like, no, nobody's worshiping me.
Yeah.
Oh, how the turntables turn.
Cults are bad, and this guy recognizes that. Come on, guys, we know this. Cults are bad. We've been saying that on this podcast for over a year.
I don't know that as this
The
character.
meta gaslighting is fucking amazing.
No, we've been saying it collectively. I haven't been saying it as Adramalik, but I'm saying the podcast has been putting out the message.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
We all agree with that.
Yep. All right. And then we have Rich. Say hello, Rich.
Hey everybody, I'm playing Contentious Sword, the Golden Blade. I am a warrior in a time of peace with everything to prove. And so I have all of the social graces, and I would imagine soft touch that a warrior who really wants to go to war would have. Unlike these guys who have been around since the beginning of time, I am the many-fold incarnate of my predecessor. Apparently golden blades are very good at dying. A pluses. We've died several times over compared to everyone else who is barely reincarnated. So yeah, I've got a lot to prove, and I'm here to prove it, like it or not.
Okay. Some things that I will mention right off the bat that I'm going to throw at you. First, you may notice that you have no evocations for your weapons. That is because these, your weapons, your artifacts, whatever you have, will be building evocations based on the things that you do with them. So that if you find them in the future, they will have evocations similar to the actions that you take now.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
That is really cool.
It's a bow. Oh, I don't use bows as Adramalik. Well,
Got other stuff too.
Oh shoot. Okay, I hold back.
All right. Yes, this is the Age of Dreams, when everything is wonderful. There is no true war. The Solars have completely dominated this world at this point. There are still infightings between Solars. However, you are currently having just completed your 2-year required stint in the capital city of Meru. Calibration has just finished, and you are finally allowed to leave the Golden City for at least 3 years before you have to complete your next 2 of 5 year stint there, serving the Deliberatives as agents within the city. However, the shackles have now been released, and you are free to travel the world of creation, engaged in your own means, your own goals. Yes, that's right. I'm going to throw a sandbox game at you. What do you choose to do? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that cruel.
I was saying, if you want to do a cold open of what we were doing, that's fine. But I'm
Yes, and that will, of course, be the cold opening. So, calibration has just finished. The feasts of the beginning of the new year have concluded, and you find yourselves waking anew to the day. What is each of you doing? What are your plans? What are your goals?
We're not in Meru right now, right?
You are currently in Meru. During the Feast of Calibration, it is customary for all Solars to return to the city of Meru for a grand feast on each of the nights of Calibration.
Okay. Well, I know for a fact the first thing I do is when I wake up, I immediately cast my Voices of Distant Regard, performing a ritual in silence for an hour. I shut out all other voices to concentrate on the hushed, distant voices of everyone across all of creation, using my perception plus occult to see if I can hear anyone uttering my name. So that's the first thing I do.
Okay. Roll perception occult.
Oh my god, I have 9 perception. Oh my god. I have 5 occults? Okay, all right.
You also have the occult excellency if you choose to increase your dice pool.
I mean, yeah, sure.
So you could spend up to 14 motes in order to gain up to 14 extra dice on this roll.
Sure. I'll spend 14 motes. I could do whatever I want. I don't have to hide. Yeah, let's do it.
That is true. You are in an age where you do not have to hide, except, of course, that you are one who would like to hide.
I think I have a thing that lets me just do that without showing things. But yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I got a 616. It works. It does the thing. I think I had to hit 5, so I don't even know why I spent those motes. But you know what? We're here to roll dice, and I wanted to roll twice as many. So
yeah, roll them, baby.
Yep. All right. So you successfully cast your spell, and should anybody, until you next sleep, utter your name, begin speaking about you, you will begin to hear the voices.
When I wake up in the morning, I immediately say, Golden Shadowed Arrow, good morning. And then I just continue about my day, knowing that he can hear me.
Yeah, that checks out.
I give him a nod in silence.
As I wake up from sleep and realizing that my time here in Meru is done, is there anything of note that was learned during our stay here from the other Solars? Anything of interest that may have perked my attention in regards to hintings of other studies, other burgeoning activities of creations, not like creation proper, but artifacts, things of the like that I may be interested in sort of looking into.
Okay, so you're asking if anybody has dropped hints of new knowledge being researched in the world.
I feel my time here with my fellow Solars, I'd be interested to see if I could glean anything from their wanderings, to see if there's anything that I should be maybe bringing my city around to just kind of enjoy the other discoveries that they have so quaintly stumbled upon.
Okay. Give me a perception awareness.
Okay. My God, throwing these stats.
There's probably like 60 charms you have that boost that in some way.
This feels like an ambush. Okay, so,
You no longer have that specialty.
I know. So let's see. I got a 5 in awareness, and I have a 7 in perception. So I think we'll just let it ride. We'll just keep it quaint, right? A humble 12 dice.
This is ridiculous.
Incoming botch with 12 dice.
Don't tempt me, George. Let's see. No botch, but only 3 out of 12.
Oh my God. Okay. While at the Feast of Calibration, there was, of course, the normal gossiping. And some people were talking about things that they were working on, their own projects. As you know, scholars can get chatty when somebody asks about their projects. However, none of them seemed on the level for you. They were all things that someone talks about, you're like, oh yeah, I guess it works like that. That makes perfect sense. I understand it. I can go do this now. There's no real need for me to work further toward that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, then, with nothing catching my eye, I will leave my dwellings and go attempt to collect my fellow circle mates to bring us all back to my city.
All right.
Or whoever would like to join me. I presume they all would, but we'll see.
Very well. So who do you head off for first?
I will go and first collect Golden Shadowed Arrow.
Gold Shadowed Arrow. What does your place of residence look like?
It's very humble. Very nondescript, probably just a local tavern or inn inside the city of Meru. It's probably a second story room. It's not anything on the ground floor. I want to have access to the sight lines out the window, but nothing too extravagant, nothing in excess.
Of course, as a Celestial Exalted, you own the building and probably most of the surrounding buildings, but you choose to have this more humble lifestyle.
Yes.
Because,
yeah, of course.
I would say that pulling up to his humble, simple dwelling is a fiery chariot made of horses of living flame. As Bright Shattered Ice uses her Chariot of the Blazing Sun sorcery, which rides up and stops in front of his place of rest, which she sort of stands there and just says, "Golden Shadowed Arrow, I have arrived."
Out of the flickering flames of the horses, the dancing shadows cast on the wall behind you seem to move and congeal as I step out of the shadows using my amulet of shadows, or whatever it's called, amulet of shadow walking, and I just appear beside you. Yes, thank you. It is good to see you, Bright Shattered Ice.
You as well. Shall we pick up our fellows and make way back to the city?
Yes. And I gesture graciously for you to take the seat atop this incredible chariot of awesomeness.
No, she didn't leave. She didn't leave the chariot.
Oh, okay. Then I
just been standing there.
Then I sidle up on next to you.
I guess important question. He had said that his was on the second floor. Did you fly the chariot up to his window, or did you actually go to the front door?
I probably went to the front door because just A, formality, B, also I'm aware that the humble dwelling is what it is, and also at the same time this is anything but also I don't want to be almost as a sign of respect to Golden Shadowed Arrow, I wouldn't be and this is the floor that my friend stays in. Watch as he steps out of his window. I'm aware that his process as a spy master is not to sort of
not to draw attention to myself.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to do more of that. This is already enough.
No, using my Watchman's infallible eye technique, I knew the moment that you arrived, and I just nondescriptly just came out.
God, we are creeps.
And it's Gold Shadowed Arrow, not Golden.
Oh, yes, I'm Gold Shadowed. I don't correct you if you say it incorrectly.
Yeah. I didn't mean to, but I did now.
Okay. So where do you go next?
I will then go to pick up a contentious sword.
Maybe Hierophant.
Yeah, I think I'll
Hierophant.
pick up Hierophant.
Let's get Hierophant.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Just character wise, yeah. So let's grab Hierophant.
Okay. Going to grab Hierophant, you would know, is not always the easiest thing, as he is the center of not only a huge faction of the Deliberative, but also the religious worship here within the city.
Okay.
You could try to find him at his place of residence, but you know that it is quite likely that he would be either out on some kind of religious activity or doing some inspections, maybe meeting with other factions in the city to smooth the wheels for future decisions in the Deliberative.
Is so then I would be aware that he's already active doing his own thing, correct?
Probably. He rises with the sun every day and
Pump his ass.
yes. Temple etiquette. Do not look in the Hierophant's eyes. Do not look upon the unconquered sun when the Hierophant does so. Do not expose your anima to the Hierophant's presence. Do not let your caste mark flare unless the Hierophant does so first and commands you to do so. And do not speak the Hierophant's name aloud in the presence of mortals.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I see why he's not my favorite.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, George, but at least for the Empress, she knows he does his own thing. He's got his own responsibilities and whatnot. And while I could go and make a stick and try and bring him back into the city, I'm also aware that most of us Solars are going to do what we deem is necessary. So if I find him along my way, I will do so. But knowing he's going to be the harder one to find, I will instead move along and pick up Contentious Sword.
Okay. Contentious Sword. Where do you live?
I live on the very edge of the city with windows that only point away from the city.
Oh, God. Okay.
It begins.
Yeah, you guys are part of my circle, so my assumption would be you guys have there's no disillusion about me not particularly preferring to be in Meru.
Yeah.
I have no problem being in Shattered Ice, like place of residence and stuff like that, but there's the character, very similar to Mountain, does not have a lot of manipulation, and so is not good at hiding his just general distaste for things. And George, I'm going to ask you this because it's really a you thing. So what the Contentious Sword, or what Contentious Sword I think would be doing is he has that like elite fighting force that he commands. He has them gather up like bandit lords and other like literal like leaders of large groups of people who take what they want. He then utilizes his Thousand Hells technique on them, makes them repent and join his force, or burns them to cinder.
Okay.
So when you guys get there, there is a person getting a like mark of the army and 3 piles of ash as you get.
That would be an activity for your principality, not in the holy city of Meru.
Okay, so I'm not allowed to do that. All right.
Yes, not here. That is something that you would be taking place where your fairly large army is, which would be back in your principality.
So I'm not allowed to do that here. So then you guys would just see me looking out over the like fields and stuff away from the city. So I'm just out on the balcony.
And the chariot will just like eclipse your sight as it pulls up.
As impressive as always, Shattered Ice.
Why, thank you. Are you ready to head out?
I give you a smile and a nod and I hop on.
Let's
Let's
see.
leave this city, yes? Or do we have to get the other one?
Hierophant will come if they so choose.
Each of you also possess a portable I am glyph reader.
Oh, right. Of course.
Which is effectively a handheld device which connects to the creation spanning I am network. You can use it to communicate with other I am terminals, or to look up information or similar ideas.
This is a cell phone, George? You gave us all a cell phone?
Yes.
No.
Except it is a cell phone that is powered by an AI created within Sapley.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Isn't it? When you talk to somebody, it is the little node within your I am device communicating through the hive mind to the other node in question, communicating, relaying that message, and then they are relaying it to your intended recipient.
That's really cool, honestly. I mean, that's fantastic technology.
Well, Contentious Sword just gets right back to it and says, well, since we're no longer required to be here, so we'd be retiring to your residence.
It would be good to check up on the city, at the very least. Ensure everything is
Tip-top.
working as intended. Shattered Ice will pull out her device and ponder for a moment on reaching out to Hierophant through it, right? Because we could do that.
Yep, you absolutely could.
Is there any faux pas that I'm aware of in reaching out via that?
No. And
He's
also
in our circle, right?
he's in your circle. There is some level of mutual respect, although he has a rather high and mighty opinion of himself and his holiness through his daily cleansing rituals, only surrounding himself with people who look like his ideal of the unconquered sun. Yeah,
he's a bit of a zealot.
Yeah,
he's the only one who talks to the unconquered sun, so yeah, probably.
Oh no, y'all can talk to the unconquered sun if you see him.
Oh really?
He's just, does it the most, or so he claims.
See him? Are you telling me he's just walking around?
Occasionally, yeah.
That's
Whoa,
insane.
this is a
That's
crazy
insane.
time to be alive. Okay. Then after reflecting on that, she will reach out to him. Does it work like a phone? Do you just send a message? How does it work?
You would speak a message into IM, and it will transmit that message to the intended recipient.
Cool. Is there any like equivalent of good morning? Is it like, his warmth upon you this blessed day, or is it
you can absolutely make a lore roll to establish the fact of what the good morning equivalent is in the world of creation.
You are setting such a precedent here. My god,
this is what I've been looking for.
This is something that we haven't done yet, because that's an ability that lore has.
Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. I'll do that. So I roll for this? I roll to establish this?
I'll pull up the exact rules. Introducing a fact. Once per scene, a character with lore 3 and relevant specialty or backstory can attempt to know something useful about creation's history, geography, cultures, etc. If a storyteller deems it admissible, roll the character's intelligence plus lore against a difficulty set by the storyteller. And yeah, that's it.
Cool.
So give me your intelligence lore, and then you will get to define what the traditional morning greeting is in creation.
This is what I wanted this power for, is to make sure everybody makes sure they say good morning the way I wanted them to.
I mean, you're the one who used infinite cosmic power to Xerox something, so I would think that this is pretty...
This is right on brand.
Par for the course.
Here we go. So I got a 5
so happy
in
you
lore.
have these powers and not me. I would have absolutely destroyed this world by now.
No, important fact, storyteller has veto powers on anything that is just does not work for the world.
There you go. So I'll roll my 14 dice on this.
Think you pass.
2, 3.
I don't know.
4,
It could be a very
6.
high difficulty that I set for something as important as determining.
Good morning.
The perfect tutorial detail to explain how to shape our lore. 9 successes.
All right, 9 successes, and only 60-something episodes in, we are finally using this bit of the rules. Not 60 sessions, episodes. Yes. So yes, with 9 successes, what is the standard greeting in creation during the Age of Dreams, which will, and I'll remind you, of course, be passed down through the ages and eventually become some kind of twisted version, bastardized through the world of creation spanning telephone in the modern day.
You would not do that, George. George, you sick bastard. Oh my god.
Okay, cool. So the good morning equivalent for the dreaming age will be will now be the it's just a weird,
it's so hard.
Wild. Well, it's just wild that I could do this. It will be the warmth of his presence upon you.
I love that. The unconquered sun, and it's the sun in the morning. Beautiful.
Which he will message to Hierophant.
And is there an appropriate response to that, or is it simply a mimic back?
Ooh, that's good. I could make him say something funny. And the
we would have to say it.
Yeah,
also.
we all do, but this guy does. This pompous ass does. So
and may his light shine upon you too.
Yeah,
and you as well. Like
right.
No. If it's the warmth of his presence upon you, and may his gaze shine on you as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, dude. We're here for thousands of years. We might as well enjoy all the moments.
So you send your message of the warmth of his presence upon you, and after a few minutes, you receive back the message, and may his gaze shine on you as well.
Shattered Ice gives a sidelong look to Cold Shadowed Arrow for a moment.
It took about 6 minutes this time.
Will you be joining us at the city today, or do your duties hold you?
I'm afraid my duties hold me. However, I would speak with you before you head into the city, if you would be so kind as to make your way to my domicile.
Oof.
Sorry.
so funny?
We weren't expecting him to be an old man. I don't know why. I mean, we're all thousands of years old. So
No, you're right. You're totally right.
Yeah, that was
also,
it.
Also, of course, I get to decide. It's just there's a lot going on right now. I get to
So much.
decide all of my own dynamics and whatnot.
oh, it's amazing.
Oh, I would have presumed you were already out and about in the city. Yes, we will arrive to your dwelling shortly. See you soon. Puts her device away. We will be stopping over to see our friend before departing.
Excellent.
I'm just cleaning my weapon. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cleaning your weapon that fires miniature suns.
Yes.
You don't.
Excellent.
It's
you don't
purely
want the mess-
ritualistic. You're
Mhm.
pretty sure the weapon actually just cleans itself and
Yeah.
always stays in a
You
constant
don't
shine.
want the mess in there.
And I sent a picture of the Hierophant in Discord. So you can
Okay.
Ooh.
See this old man.
tell me
Yeah,
he
no.
doesn't look like an old man.
He does look like an old man.
He
Yeah.
looks like an old man.
Oh yeah.
Gold Shattered
Oh.
Arrow will give Contentious Sword words a nod and compliment his excellent, rigorous routine cleaning the sword. Good discipline. Well done. Now
Thank
let
you.
us go.
And I put it away, and yeah, I'm just staring off toward the sun and not toward the city. Sure is some nice sun.
I love that we could just stare into the sun. We could just do that.
All right. So you make your way over to your circle mate, the Hierophant's domicile. It is a fairly lavish temple-like structure made entirely of white stone with gold trimmings in certain decorative areas. As you approach, you can see that standing outside waiting is one of his retinue, which is a 9-foot tall, lightly muscled man colored completely white and gold. This is his standard retinue. A tribute to the unconquered sun, he calls it.
Ooh. Do we know what the unconquered? We know what the unconquered sun looks like, right?
Yes. The unconquered sun is a tall, masculine figure of gold and white with 4 arms.
Yo, that's cool as hell.
Hell yeah. Got some
That's
Goro
dope.
vibes up
Yeah,
in
That's
there.
dope as
Seriously.
fuck. Yep.
I'm unbeatable because I have 4 arms.
4
dude.
arms.
Yeah.
What do you got?
yeah.
He's right. He's right. Okay. She will park her chariot, I guess, in front and just sort of get out. I think it just stays. I think it just stays until sunset.
Probably.
Outrageous. Adding this on my list of things to get. But yeah, she'll just park the chariot. She gets out and just starts walking in. Unless there's like a proper honorific, but I think that she's more. I believe she's more comfortable with the Hierophant that she would just kind of go in. This creature, in theory, would know. I hope.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely choose to ignore the person who is outside if you choose to. You have a certain
now I-
level of respect, and
Now I don't want to. Now I'm concerned. So I think she'll go up to him and she'll go, "We are here to see the Hierophant. Where is he?"
of course, my lady, please follow me. He says in a very light and airy voice.
Didn't expect that voice from that big thing. Okay,
Mhm.
and just keep following.
Gold Shadowed Arrow will follow, but he will make sure that Contentious Sword comes in as well. Just keeps his eyes on him.
The individual leads you through the compound and deeper inside.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at the dynamic that for whatever reason, Rich is like the problem child. I don't know what the vibe is.
I'm just trying to guide him.
I think I'm more like the baby. And
yeah,
so
I
you guys
know.
are like, are you coming in? Oh,
Right.
good job. And it's like, I'm 500 years old. And they're like,
Right.
yes, you are.
Yes,
you are.
He's so mad. He's so mad. It's funny. It's a funny dynamic among gods. But anyway, sorry. Please continue.
Leads you through the courtyard, through the temple doors, and into the vast interior. As he does, you then begin to head underground towards some of the more private areas of this compound, leading you eventually to a large double door, which you've been to many times. You know that on the other side of this is the Hierophant's private study, where he keeps not just where he doesn't just study the various teachings of the Unconquered Sun, meditate. This is where he stores certain items, objects which are more dangerous to be exposed to the city at large, choosing to keep it under his watchful and protective eye.
Important question. Any of this stuff have I not been able to interact with?
Have you not been able to interact with?
Probably knows you don't
read
like
any of these books.
that.
For the most part, he is very open with you, knows that you hunger for knowledge, and
Sure.
while he occasionally chastises you on, the ravenous nature with which you do it, not being very temperate and all, he does not refuse anything to you. There is one piece in this room which is blocked off.
Am I aware of what that is, or is it like
You can give me an intelligence lore.
I'm gonna throw some weight on this. Okay, so 5 plus 9. 5, 6, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. And we can pump up to the equivalency, correct?
That is correct.
What the hell, man? What the
Do
hell?
it.
Okay, so
This is absolutely insane.
Just make
I've
sure
never
you pull
felt
from
so
personal.
powerful.
You're
in
not
my
allowed
life.
to have your sign unless he has his sign.
That's in the temple. You're not in the temple.
Oh, okay, cool. Never
Yeah.
mind.
he'll also know immediately I'm up to some shit as I'm like, oh, what's going on? How are we doing? How are we doing? So I think just actually to Rich's point, I think I will use personal. I'm gonna just throw like, I don't know, I'm just gonna arbitrarily throw 10 more into this.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Yeah, why
Like,
not?
fuck it, right? I don't, whatever. So let's see. First roll is 2, 4, 5, 6. That guy's cocked. Oof. So I got 7 there, and then for another 10. 7, 8, 9.
You guys are gonna spend so long rolling these dice.
I know.
I should have sent you all just like 100 d10s.
Still can. How long?
I mean,
how long are we going to be these people?
Well, by our track record,
5 episodes.
Yeah, I would guess
Minimum.
3 to 5. I guess 3 to 5 too.
12 successes.
good fortune, God. Okay. What is within it? You do not know specifically what it is because it has not been, to your knowledge, uncovered since it has arrived here in the city. It has remained blocked off, something that is perturbing to you. You've heard rumors, however, that it came from the ruins of Okeanos, which was a city. See how to describe this. Yes. Sorry, a city is not the right way to. A continent, which
a
was
whole continent that's
used
gone.
to be a continent, which was at long ago, the Age of Splendor, destroyed in some unknown cataclysm. It's rumored that whatever this is was found there, and it was deemed so dangerous that the Hierophant claimed it and locked it away, and has yet to unveil it.
Wow, even he's scared of its power. Okay, that's telling.
Uh-oh.
We're literally the most powerful people I've ever, I thought I was powerful as Adramalik. We're so much more powerful. Adramalik is like the equivalent of like a 2-year-old boy. Like it's not even funny. And this guy who's like even more powerful than us is scared of this thing.
As powerful as
I can't wrap my brain around the scope of this. It's,
Must have it. So Shattered Ice announces herself as she comes in.
Yes, please, come in.
Yes. What was so dire that you needed us to arrive at your own domicile?
Well, can I not simply desire to meet with my circle before they scatter upon the winds of creation?
We would be happy to have you at the city. You need only join us. The chariot awaits.
You know, my responsibilities demand that I remain here more than perhaps we should all like. My days of journeying with you on adventures perhaps a bit behind me, though one day I'm sure I will leave this place for another rousing time.
It's never too late, my friend.
I'm sure we all could learn much more from you, or perhaps help you learn some more about something you may be inquiring about.
Always straight to the point, yes. What do you know of the recent activities in the East?
Shattered Ice definitely looks composed and knowledgeable, but Craig certainly doesn't.
Contentious Sword looks not frustrated, but kind of like over the conversation already. Like, you know where this is going. Tell us what we need.
How visibly like frustrated are you?
I'm not visibly, but when he says,
Oh.
"How much do you know?" Contentious Sword is probably like, instead of being like,
Oh?
he's more like,
Yeah.
again, I don't have good manipulation, so Contentious Sword is seemingly in a world of gods where you guys can roll 12. Contentious Sword is capable of hiding as much as an okay-ish mortal is at hiding things.
Word.
So I probably sensed that immediately, and I just
I would say don't
even.
even roll for it because I'm not going to get high enough to hide it from anyone in the circle.
What's your guile?
My guile is 5, which is almost as much as Mountain's guile. It's really bad guile for a god.
So you can give me a perception socialize there. Gold
Me?
shadowed arrow, yeah.
Perceive! That's 16 success.
Yeah, no kidding. So anyway, you get the distinct impression, as you have undoubtedly gotten before, that I just want to go do what he has to say, and I don't have a lot of patience for like being like, and look how much I know. And let me lead you down this wonderful word picture that I'm painting for you. It's very much a thing where I'm like, I don't know. Tell me, stop patronizing me and making yourself look smarter. We already know you're smart. Like, I'm very like, just cut to the chase.
Yeah.
And you get with your 16, you get all that.
I
from
read that. Yes. And oh crap! I'm trying to use my charms to try and showcase them. I think I have a charm that lets me send something telepathically or to some effect.
That might be a spell.
It might be a spell. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find.
We'll look that up while he tells us this
Yep.
long story.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what did you get on your? I'm assuming you were rolling intelligence lore to see if what you know.
Yes, I am. I am
Me-
rolling intelligence. Lore.
Me too.
I'm just gonna throw some basic. I don't need to put fire into this. Not yet, at least. Although I would like to show up this old fart. No. 6 successes.
Recent events in the East could refer to anything. The East is always doing stuff, but with the severity of his tone, the only thing that he could likely be referring to would have been a little project that concluded a few decades ago called Operation Wild Hand, where a large section of the northeast of creation was unmade at the Solar Deliberatives' decision in order to test their defenses against the creatures of the wild, allowing them to run rampant and then fight them back to test to make sure that they were ready should another invasion like the Dreaming War occur. Of course, you were successful in repelling them, though at the loss of many millions of mortal lives. But it was in service of creation, in service of the unconquered sun, so they would clearly be reincarnated into far better lives thanks to your agreements with the bureaucracy of heaven, with the celestial bureaucracy. However, the cleanup from that has occasionally still seen some hiccups, as it was a large area of creation that was unmade and now must be remade.
Which means putting it in where the wild now is, right? Essentially.
Yes, effectively, that's what it was. It was fixing it, reshaping the wild into what was. The problem, of course, being that what was not perfect. So the people who were doing it have their own ideas of what things should look like, and then they conflict with each other, and then things get undone, things get done differently, things don't cooperate nicely. So what should have been a fairly easy project has hit some snags along the way.
I presume you are referring to Operation Wild Hand.
Yes, of course. I should not ever doubt that you would know what I am talking about. So, this has gotten out of hand, I should say. And it's time that we put a firm grip on the situation. It's time to resolve this. We can't have these petty squabbles delaying the reconstruction any further.
Well, now I'm
Agreed.
dreadfully confused. You were just saying that you were done gallivanting around, and yet now we need to go? Will you be joining us?
That I would not. My hope is that with your talents, you may be able to make some progress in finishing what was started.
I smile and audibly crack my knuckles, each with one hand. I'm just like,
I believe Contentious Sword has given the proper answer to this. This is more than manageable.
We will deal with this post haste.
Very good. I will work on getting the deliberatives' approval for you to take over the project there and do as you see fit to ensure that this is brought to a final resolution.
Will the ones we are replacing for this be upset?
I am sure there will be some ruffled feathers, yes. However, nothing we cannot smooth over.
Very well.
That will be my job, my task here. And Amani and myself will make sure that you are not disturbed by those individuals.
Then it sounds like it's in perfect hands.
so we'll take care of it, and Shattered Ice will take over the responsibilities of restoring the area then?
Oh, don't worry. There will be plenty of activity for you as well. I'm sure there are still some pockets of resistance from the wild hidden there somewhere.
Another time to test your fury, Contentious Sword.
Immediately, and because I'm looking at my thing, and it's like I have appreciation for you, which is the nicest word of all of the words.
Well, after all,
that I
Bright
have
Shattered Ice
received.
did make your armor for you.
Yes. Fury isn't something I display. Justice in the world of creation is something I display.
Oh, of course, of course. I simply mean fury in the immediate sense of your action, as quick as fury itself, and as decisive, to say the least.
We shall strike at the heart of this problem and see it righted, and your blade shall be the one that delivers that strike.
Okay, let's go. And I say it just like that. I'm like, all right, let's go.
I am sorry to pull you in on this. I'm sure you all had plenty of activities to engage in.
Of course, there are many, many tasks that must be considered, but if you are requesting our aid, it must be necessary.
Any problems that my organization may come across are easily dealt with by my organization. This takes priority because it comes from you, Hierophant.
Well, creation thanks you. The unconquered sun thanks you. And I thank you.
How long will you need to get approval for us to take over? Or should we begin leaving immediately?
It may take some time. Give me a few weeks. You can engage in whatever you like. If you have any personal projects, or you can simply start heading out in that direction and I'll contact you once it is complete.
Yes, if we happen to find ourselves in the area, perhaps we can resolve the problem simultaneously.
That wouldn't be a problem, correct? After all, this will be aligned. This is a task that has basically already been decided.
Now, while it has been decided, of course, I'm sure there will be no objections from the deliberative. We mustn't go skirting the edges of politics, Contentious Sword.
I give a look over at Contentious Sword, and I give him like a shoulder shrug. Like, I too care nothing for the petty politics, but it has to be done.
I feel like, and again, this is just the impression I'm getting from Contentious Sword, and he probably feels at ease because this is his circle, and I'm very loyal to the circle. So like, I probably do say dumb stuff around you guys, and then you guys are like, no, buddy, that's not how it works. If we are the best suited for the task and we're the strongest on the field, then the task is ours, pure and simple. You are best suited for the task of getting us this approval. So we will simply leave it to the fates to decide if people shall move out of our way peacefully or if we shall be dealing with their reincarnations post-haste.
Well, in the end, you will do what you do, I suppose.
And that I smile about until he says, but, and I stop smiling.
But do not make my task harder through your rash actions.
No.
Contentious Sword will do no such thing. They are an incredibly astute individual, and we are all working together on this. We shall not see any individual member of the party fail.
We all have our place, and I don't wish to make your life harder.
Very good, son.
Contentious Sword actually makes that noise, and then I just I'm like, I'll be in the carriage, and I just go.
Hierophant, if there is any sort of task you need handled while you are occupied in this very necessary obligation, making sure that agreements are made and the others are well aware that there will be a shift in leadership regarding this task, I would be happy to lend my hand. Her eyes dart in near a blink of an eye to the object she does not know of and back to him.
Yes, mounted on the wall, there is what appears to be a nearly solid box made of orichalcum with soul steel edges.
That's
Did you get something new? She says as she points directly to it. It looks very fetching.
I should have expected your inquiry into that.
What kind of circle mate would I be if I was not aware of things of importance and relevance to you?
Are you asking to work with this artifact?
I'm asking to lend my aid as one of the leading researchers and artificers of our people. I don't need to boast, but I do stand a position among 60% of our councils.
What is in that box is something unnatural, something from a remnant of something outside of creation. I have not had luck myself, and I would caution you against deep involvement with it. However, far be it from me to deny you.
A cold
Answer.
but spreading smile starts to grow on Shattered Ice's face. He goes, "That's very kind of you, Hierophant. I would be happy to lend my aid in a safe and practical manner. The more knowledge we have regarding this thing, the better for us to make sure how to properly address it, should it be unnatural, as you put it. What do you know of this thing?"
That those who look upon it see strange visions, and the one who touched it, we are awaiting their next incarnation.
Very concerning.
It removed them outright.
No, it did not. They were
Who was
removed
this?
after their change.
And what did they change into?
I do not know. The information is not available to me.
Who was there at the time of the changing? Any witnesses?
I was there, and by his most glorious presence, was able to put that down.
And what time was this? When in creation?
This was shortly before the Feast of Calibration,
Here in Maru?
in this very room.
And with that information, Gold Shadow Arrow will cast Shadows of Ancient Past and call upon the lingering echoes of the past to reenact themselves before him. And as this happens, illusory shadows begin filling the room and creating the shapes and beings of the people that were there at this event. And we get to physically see exactly what happened for Bright Shattered Ice's benefit.
So fucking cool.
It's
Justin,
really cool. Also, I like that the kid left the room and the adults are like, all right, now let's talk for a bit.
Sorry.
Something
No, it's perfect.
something of note that you would all know is that attacking another solar within the city of Meru is explicitly forbidden, and each is bound by eclipse oaths to not do so.
In Meru. What about out of Meru?
Outside of Meru, yeah. Outside of Meru is a very different thing.
That makes sense.
But
it's the holy city. Okay.
It's the holy city. It's where the deliberative is, and if you put 300 god beings together and don't
If
have some
anything-
kind of protection,
Yeah, shit's gonna hit the fan. Yeah, I
Okay,
think
well-
he's about to kill whoever this person is that touched it, but we get to see what happens.
So what did you use? Just so that I can
It's page 471 to 483.
just
in
tell me the
core
name.
book.
We got that lot casting attending now.
Shadows of Ancient Past. Sorry, Shadows of the Ancient Past.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm gonna need your shape sorcery roll.
How do I make that?
Intelligence occult.
Okay.
welcome to magic, my boy.
You will have to get a total of 10 successes, so it may take multiple rounds to do this.
Intelligence.
And it will
occult.
cost you 2 willpower.
Okay, intelligence and occult. My intelligence is max, it's a 9. My occult is 5, so that's 14. I'm going to be pumping that for 14, so that doubles to 28. Do I get any stuntage for how I created this, or no?
Yeah, you guys have just completely forgotten about stunts with these.
We didn't
numbers.
need to, but
We have so much more dice.
You can have a 2-dot stunt.
okay,
That was
cool.
really
So 30 dice with 1 automatic success.
George, while he's rolling stuff, remind me, when you cast spells, obviously there's a willpower cost, but when you successfully cast it, the willpower returns?
Nope.
It goes away.
It goes away until you sleep.
Heard. Thank you.
So you
It's
need
like
to
spell
recover
slots.
willpower. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
That's your true pool at the end
Yes.
of the day.
All right. So
This
you
is cool.
see the mists begin to rise around and begin to take the shapes of the Hierophant, as well as another individual. It is only the two of them in this room, as this other person, this fairly strong-looking person that is hard to pick out exactly who they are from the mist. Like, you know, it's not really giving you full... you can give me a perception awareness, see if you can.
Oh, yes, please.
Or, yeah.
Did this son of a bitch kill me?
Because you can mentally pause the action for detailed examination.
Yeah, this is really cool. It's literally
Magic
like
CSI.
I want all the yeah.
Right.
I'm actually also like a master detective.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm basically Batman.
You're the world's greatest criminal and detective. I feel like you have too much going on, man.
Oh god. All right, that's it.
While this is also going on, Shadow Dice, as soon as she sees Gold Shadowed Arrow begin the spell and the visions start to culminate, she begins walking around in a wide circle, getting as many angles and opportunities. And just because she's curious at what the old fart is actually sort of thinking, she's also taking moments in between observing this vision, this machination of what happened, while glancing over at the Hierophant, see how he reacts, and seeing basically this extreme situation occur, just to see what she can take in from him as well.
Okay.
I'm definitely.
You can have a 2-dot stunt for it.
See, I'm back, baby. I'm back. I'll stunt.
They seem so inconsequential now.
They do. They really do. 2 dice on top of this friggin' pool is ridiculous.
It's the automatic success. I feel like that's always works. Once you're at this level, if George is like 1 dot stun, he's basically just spitting in your eye.
This is
Like,
fire.
roll
This is
another
outrageous fire.
All right. Who's got
I
their roll ready?
I got mine ready. 2, 4,
right.
6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 successes. Oh, let's play these characters.
And Greg?
I only got an 8 success on my perception awareness because I didn't stunt it or anything.
Still fine. Okay. This is
You know we want a name.
I'm aware.
No.
AOFE.
I'm not going to ask the question, but George, you know what Craig's thinking out loud.
What is yeah.
What's their name?
This is Strong Hand of the Mountain. It is a northern person. It is a person from the northern direction, a dawn cast. Generally speaking, not an older Exalt. This is somebody who has incarnated a few times. They died pretty much during every single major cataclysm that's happened, so it is still a fairly young person. So to bring them into this, maybe a little strange. Maybe he just wanted some muscle, whatever it might be. But as the box opens, what you see with this hazy image is what appears to be just a hole in your vision in the shape of what looks like a jagged, almost tear. It's like the mist goes up to recreate it, and then it just arcs around this hole, a slash in the air. There is a look upon this individual's face of interest and then almost horror at whatever he's looking at, and he slowly reaches his hand out toward it. The Hierophant, meanwhile, is standing by, not making any motions as if to interrupt, as if to do anything in this situation, simply watching to see what happens. And as the individual, the Strong Hand of the Mountain, touches it, you see a little of that blackness begin to spread through the vision, his hand darkening, the mist having almost a harder time rendering him. As it goes further into him, reaches up, you can see his cast mark appear on his forehead, blazing briefly before it darkens and seems to almost leak some kind of liquid out of it. He then turns toward the Hierophant, holds his hand out to the side, summoning what would have normally been a bright golden blade of the sun, but instead appears to be something of pure darkness, which he then lashes out toward the Hierophant. But the Hierophant does not seem surprised by this outcome. He waves a hand, and from his staff, brilliant golden bolts shoot out at him, striking the chest, the head, the arms, driving him back, and very swiftly putting an end to whatever this is. And with a cold attitude, he then walks over toward the body, just begins looking down at it curiously. Thank you so much for taking the time to enjoy our show. Come back next week for the next part of our adventure, or join our Patreon for early access to the next episode, as well as a Patreon exclusive campaign of Rippers. Join our wonderful patrons Bubble Dirt and Nova Phoenix in supporting this show. And of course, don't forget to check out our tutorials and video plays on YouTube at The RPG Blender. If you want to stay up to date on our releases, you can join our Discord. Check the description for a link. Don't have Discord? No worries. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at RPG Blender, or subscribe on your podcast app of choice. Music is The Punk Rock Show by My Free Mickey. Copyright 2012, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution License. Thank you again, and remember, there's gaming outside the Forgotten Realms.
Okay, I think I have a charm for this.
Probably.
You don't need it. Like, it's fine.
No, but I mean, I think I have a passive charm, like just passively. I think I just automatically like can tell if something is off. I'm trying to find it. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Everything I gave.
I'm so sorry. I'm wasting time. Okay.
You have 100
Roll your dice. Just roll your dice with your motes.
Yeah, dude,
Okay.
let's get used to grabbing far too many dice and rolling them.
Okay. I don't want to get accustomed to that. That's gonna make me sad when I return to my boring 22 dice.
No,
I
you'll feel
disagree.
great.
I disagree.
You'll be light. You'll be svelte.
Okay, what is it again? It's perception
Perception
plus what?
socialize, which I don't think is one of your best.
Perception is 9 and socialize is 4, so that's 13 dice.
4.
Mhm.
I know.
Ugh,
A mere mortal you are.
unclean.
I spend 13 motes from my personal.